Grasshoppers, welcome to the show today. This is your RJ, and you're watching the Bot Signal. Hey, if you're watching from the Black Belt Bots page, excellent. I'll be able to see your comments and take your questions right here. If you don't happen to be watching from that page, that's perfectly all right. Just go up to the top line in the post. There's a link there, and if you click it, you can join me right here. And so I can get to all your questions and everything. So, again, my name's RJ, and entrepreneurs and small businesses hire me to outsmart traditional marketing methods because people are absolutely sick and tired of being sold to from every single glowing device they pass in a day. And believe me, that's a lot of devices. People are sick of being sold to. So I help people write messages that connect and build relationships. I do it with messenger bots, and you can too. And that's what this show is all about. Today, we're going to talk about what happens when you've got kind of a steady stream of subscribers and all of a sudden it flatlines. Or maybe you are just starting out and you're having trouble getting people to subscribe to your bot. We're going to talk about what to do in those kinds of cases. I'm going to take your questions, and it's going to be a good time. So buckle in. Tish says, "Hey, RJ Chatbot Queen. Hey, Tish Rosales. Hashtag Queen. Really? I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming today, Tish. It's good to see you. So we're going to talk about when subscribers flatline. What do you do there? Aaron's here. Hello, Aaron. Great show today, by the way. We're going to talk about, what happens then. What do you do? You've put a lot of work. I know that I put a lot of work into my chatbot and my clients' chatbots. You put a lot of work into this thing. You want to keep it growing, but sometimes people just seem to hit like a saturation level or a ceiling or a plateau, like in weight loss. So what do you do then? Now, here's my question. Angel's here. Hey, Angel. So good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. I noticed you joined the community yesterday. Welcome, Grasshopper, all around. I'm glad you're here. So here's my question back. When folks ask me, what I seem to have flatlined with my subscribers, how do we get out of that? I say, how many people have you asked to join you today? Directly asked. Now, here's something that somebody explained to me about a year or two ago. Jenny Mustafa Julak, who is a great coach, she explained to me the difference between active marketing and passive marketing. So let me go over that for you right now in case you don't know. Passive marketing is, I'm going to make this link, and I'm going to put it everywhere. I'm going to cover the earth with it. I'm going to put it in my email signature. I'm going to put it on my every single social profile I have. I'm going to paste that bad boy. I'm going to tattoo it on my forehead. That kind of a thing. Passive marketing is putting stuff out there on the internet and hoping people come across those things and get interested in you. Passive marketing is something we all do, right? I mean, I know that I certainly do it. I know that many of my clients do it too. You've got to have a little trail for people to follow, to find you, to keep exploring your material, to figure out whether they're right for you or not. That kind of thing. Everybody does passive marketing. The problem is when you rely on passive marketing to do it for you, because it's not enough. It's just not enough in today's world to kind of hope to be noticed. Most of us on this show, Adam's here. Okay, now we are having a party right now. Welcome, Adam. I'm glad to see you today. Most of us are hustlers. I know a lot of folks in the audience, and I know that we are used to getting up in the morning and making some moves. You know what I'm saying? We don't sit back. We don't do stuff like that. But how do you make it so that you can focus your energy on active marketing, which is, again, it's that direct ask. How many people have I asked to either get on an AMA call with me or get into the bot and become a subscriber? Those are my two goals. Most of the time my goal is to just get people into the chatbot because I need them to experience what I'm talking about. It's not something that is adequately explained, really, unless you've kind of been a part of it already. I work on one of those technical things that's so new that people don't have their brain around it yet. Some of you work on stuff that, has been pretty established and it's pretty easy to explain to people. Me, no. So my first goal is to get people participating in the bot so that I can then take that to a conversation. Okay, perfect. So how many people have I asked directly? How many times have I said, I need you to go right here and experience this thing? I'll be watching for you. How many times have I actually asked one-on-one a human being to join me? That is the answer to it's very important. It's very important. For me, I've got little goals. I want to talk to this many people this week. I do that because when I set little goals, then I can have a little competition with myself. And I do that all the time. I'm a kind of a competitive person when it comes to certain things. So that's the number one thing to think about first. If your subscribers are flatlining or if you're just not getting them right now, how many times are you asking people? How many times are you directly asking people to join you? Tish says, glad to have you here, Adam. Adam says, glad to be here. RJ, I made it. I know. You know what? I didn't send out a little reminder last Tuesday. I was going too fast. And so I'm really glad that you're here. Oh, Down with the Brown is here. You know who's here now. It's that Franco. Hello, my friend. Adam says, talking to people and going outside, scary. Oh, I know it, darling. I went outside this week. I love my office. No, really. And I went to a networking event I spoke at on Tuesday, actually. And for every person in that room, spoke to them personally. It wasn't a huge gathering, by the way. It was like, 20, 25 people, something like that, I think. But I went around to everybody that I didn't already know. And I said, because I spoke at this thing. At the end of it, I was like, do you have any questions? What can I answer for you? I answered a couple of quick questions, and then I would kind of look for the next person that I could go talk to. And with every one of them, I did the call to action. I did, hey, I really want to talk to you about this. Please, here's the, check out mybot.com. That's the link, right? Here's the link. I really want to hear from you. And can I have your card so that I can follow up with you? And then I ask folks again after I follow up with them, asking people directly, not the indirect kind of leave a link everywhere you go. That stuff's great. And it will get you some traffic. It will get you some subscribers, but your growth will exponentially grow if you take the time to ask people to join you personally, directly. Brad Friedman is here. Hey, Brad. Good to see you, my friend. I saw your show yesterday. Great stuff, my friend. Fantastic. So, active marketing versus passive marketing. And just to demonstrate the ask, it's, hey, you and I have talked a little bit about this. I sure would like to answer all your questions. What about this? Go right here, make an appointment with me, and we'll have a one-on-one. That's the way I asked people the other night. And the conditions on which I asked that thing, if they're brand new to bots, I'll just ask them to get into a bot. If they've already been exposed to it and they have some deeper questions, I'll ask them directly for an appointment, for an AMA appointment. That's all it is. And that seems to help me steadily grow my subscribers all the time, no matter what's going on. Here is number 2 way to get more people in. And that is going to the drawing board and creating stuff. Create stuff for people to find. Here's some different things that you can create. Create a new challenge. Hey, Aaron Strayer's got this fabulous 5-day accountability challenge. And that bad boy is launching as we speak. And it's going to be incredible. So, in that way, drawing more people in, making a different entrance into your messenger bot and saying, hey, everybody interested in this thing right here, come through this door. Welcome. Great to have you. Come on in. New challenges are really great for that because it allows you to kind of target a specific group of people. How about a new mini course? Hey, is there something in your business that you're teaching people over and over and over again? Yes. Perfect mini course. You may already have a freebie. You may already have a course on Udemy. You may already have a course that has, the first section is free and then you pay for the rest. You may already have a start on this. Transform it into a conversation. Transform it into something that you can give people a shot glass worth of knowledge in a day, per day, and just drip that over time. Most of the time, people will choose to just do a 5 or 7 day sequence and drop a message every single day. That's perfect. That's perfect stuff. People want to learn. You know what I mean? When I first got into business, just doing IT coaching for people 3 years ago, I was reading all kinds of articles like, oh, online education is just bursting at the seams and these people made $60 million in a year and all of this stuff. Yeah, online education classes and stuff like that, great stuff to get into. The problem with it is that I have a friend who calls it info crack. People love to buy this stuff. Buy it. Take the first few lessons and then just something in their head stops them. And maybe they try a few things or maybe they don't, or maybe they read the first page of it and then put it down forever. There is a way to combat that, and it's by using a messenger bot. Just every day ping in and say, hey, I've got a little lesson on this today. It'll take you about 5 minutes. You want to learn about this thing? And then let them say yes or no. That kind of stuff really makes it bite size, which is the perfect size for people, especially entrepreneurs who are running, 78 hats and a million things a day. It's perfect to give people like that, just in those bite-sized increments, and giving them something that they can learn, or giving them something that they can do that's really simple cements that knowledge in. So create a new mini course. Do it out of something that you repeat to clients, especially new clients, over and over and over again. You will like the results of that because A, you get to repeat yourself less. Isn't that fantastic? And B, you'll be helping people along, really helping them get over a barrier, or helping them with a little bit of knowledge that makes so much difference. So I'm going to tell you a story because it's RJ's story time. Okay. That's what this is about sometimes. I'm going to tell you a story of my very first client out of school that I had as a technology coach. It was my professor's mother-in-law. This was in 2012. So she's sitting across from me and she is in tears because she says to me, she's holding her phone and she's holding it, vertically straight up and down. And she shows it to me and she says, my grandkids text me all the time, but the letters on this phone the keyboard is so small that I can't ever text them back. And it frustrates me so much because all I want to do is talk to them, because you call people, they never answer. You text them, they answer back right away, right? So she wanted to be able to answer them back in that format, and yet she found it impossible to type on the little thing. And I'll tell you what, I just said, yes, I understand. And I reached out, and I grabbed her phone, and I went horizontal with it. and the keyboard followed me, and it became bigger. Of course, it expanded to fill the space. And then it was tears of joy. I got a hug in the middle of a coffee shop. It was the simplest thing, okay? It wasn't rocket science at all, but it was this woman had such a hard time getting over this hurdle. And when I was able to just give her a little bit, she was able to leap that thing by herself, and then she was off, okay? Using the phone for all sorts of things. So that's the kind of thing that we're trying to create. Let's get people over those hurdles. Let's find out what's holding them back. Sometimes it's stuff, sometimes it's frustration with technology. Sometimes it's frustration with themselves, whatever it is. Let me catch up here. Aaron says the best ever, helping people over the hurdles. Well, absolutely. So many people are so much more capable and intelligent and insightful than they ever will realize. And yeah, I use a tool called a messenger bot, but it's my job to help people realize how intelligent, insightful, and talented and capable that they are. Really, that's my job. I use a tool, but that's my job. So off my soapbox now. All right. Adam says bots are like having your own mascot there to help. Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to talk about this next week. I've got some tool. I have a tool that I discovered that is really helpful. If you are, this is kind of off topic a little bit. Warning, off topic. Anyway, this is a place on the internet where there's we're talking about mascots there. Adam was talking about that in his comment. There's a place on the internet to go to get really great stuff. There's bitmoji.com, which is free, but if you don't want the mascot to be yourself, then I have found a resource that is absolutely excellent that I'm going to share with you next week. We'll go through it together, and I think you're really going to like it. So very good. Botrific mascot. Yes, my friend. That is fantastic. Adam also says, I think YouTube puts a wrench, don't they always, in the online tutorial courses paid. YouTube can split it up in short, sweet episodes. Absolutely. And splitting it up, making things short and sweet and clear. What this does is and I've studied adult education a lot. And so it's about creating momentum for people. Okay. How about this statement? I would rather be 10 seconds from hell headed out than 3 weeks from hell headed in. It's all about momentum and direction. If you can get them through a mini course in your bot, if you can help people build self-efficacy, show them that they can do it. Don't tell them they can do it. Show them that they can do it. And if you can get them to build confidence when they're still in the bot, then by the time they talk to you, they've already decided you're friends. This has happened to me many times, and I think that it helps really create that connection for people. When I'm doing a mini course, I'm always, for myself, and I always advise my clients, let's get people to take an action today, or think about a thought and maybe set a goal today. Something. Let's help them get over a hurdle. Let's pay attention to help them pay attention to how well they did that. That, my friends, that is awesome, because not only, okay, if you got one person having some success in your bot, you've got a person talking to their friends about how much success that they're having. You've got people, it's that circle of goodwill. It's that organic, guess what I did today? Look, Mom, no hands. It is the best. And that is something that can really help you grow your bot exponentially. And again, you can create this stuff from material you're already repeating out loud to 5 clients a day, material you've already got stuffed away in a freebie or put away in an online course somewhere. You can shake the dust off of that, make it into the Messenger platform, make it fit the Messenger platform, and send that out there. That will help you increase subscribers. Okay, here's another one, my friends. This is create a scavenger hunt. Create a scavenger hunt. A friend of mine, Dale Maxwell, has created he loves to interview people online who inspire him. He created a scavenger hunt for, basically you're hunting for people that inspire you. And it is an amazing experience. And every Friday, I believe he still reads those, reads people's responses online. Of course, he gets permission first and all that, but it is amazing what it can do to you, what it can do for you. A scavenger hunt for something. Listen, we can feed people information all day long. The internet is gushing with information. But what if you send people on a little journey and get them to find it? We talked about this in a show a little while back about creating a playground for people instead of, taking them from, okay, this step here. Okay, now step here. Take the blindfold off and let them wander around in what you've built for them. Help them find Easter eggs, little presents, little gifts for them. People love exploration and discovery in a bot. I'll tell you that. Adam said, or wait, let me go back to Angel here. Haven't created my bot yet. Should I wait till next week now for that info? My friend, it takes a little bit to create a bot. And so don't wait, go for it. Better yet, I know you're already in my bot as a subscriber. I'll shoot you the information. I'll shoot you the link to get some of that stuff early if you want, and you can take a look at it. You don't have to wait for anything. You can go ahead and push that button now. If you've got the time now, start now. I'll shoot you the information. You're totally fine. Adam says, if a course is over an hour, by the time it is over, usually the person forgets the beginning part. Smaller chunks are easier to learn and helps in short attention spans. Yes, my friend. And let me tell you this. I do adult education. I teach over at the university 1 class a year. I teach computer nerds, deep, only speaking code computer folks, how to talk to and relate and solve problems for normal Joe Blow business owners. And it is quite the class. It is so much fun. But one of the things that I have noticed is I change stuff. I change stuff every 20 minutes in that class. There is no such thing as a 3-hour lecture in my class because people just won't retain it. And they've got a computer sitting in front of them. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way I'm going to keep attention unless I keep going, okay, change gears. Let's all do this now. Okay, let's change gears. That change of gear really helps in a classroom setting. Within a bot, it's built in. It's built in. So I can't say enough about those online courses. RJ will get you going with bots. Sure will. Give me a chance and I will certainly do that. Internet gushing. Oh yeah. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. So very good. So a new scavenger hunt. That's something that you can totally do as well. Introduce exploration and discovery in your bot. Think back to those choose your own adventure books when you were a kid. Think back to that and create for them all of the steps along the way and then let people approach at their own speed. That is a whole lot of fun. When people have choice in when people have choice in a conversation, they're much more likely to stay. When people are forced along a single road and there's really no way to have a conversation outside of that, people will leave your bot. I do. I test people's bots all the time. I totally mystery shop everybody. It's just a thing that I do to keep up on things. People don't like being railroaded because it feels like being sold to. Okay. Franco, hello. Franco squared, my brother. Okay. So if a challenge, a mini course, or a scavenger hunt isn't what you want to do, what can you do to create something new to bring people into your bot? The answer to this is a question, because my answers are always questions. Get used to it. You're going to love it. The question is this: what new conversation do you want to have with your people? Every one of us work in industries. Some of you are in tech. Franco's in video. We've got a lot of people in different industries. I know that Aaron is a coach, but we always are developing. What's that brand new idea that we're passionate about? What's that thing that we kind of think about when we're having dinner? Or where's your brain going? If you choose a topic to write about in your bot that you're passionate about, it shows. Hey, if you got on this live stream today and my energy was really down and I was kind of half dead about everything, you'd probably go away. You got better things to do. But I'm really passionate and excited about teaching this to everybody I can get my hands on virtually. I'm not that kind of girl. Anyway, I so desperately want to teach about this, and it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like going out and conquering the world. If you have a subject like that and you don't have material built up on it already, it's going to be easier to write simply because you have a passion behind it. You have a passion for it. The words will come. It doesn't have to be something that you've pre-generated. It could be something brand new, a brand new conversation that you want to have with your people. People, we're business owners. We turn on a dime. We're entrepreneurs. Sometimes, we build something and then Google builds something exactly the same. We got to completely pivot. Sometimes we're working along one thing and then we go, I'm going to go niche in this other direction completely. That stuff's great to write about because your passion and because of your drive. That'll show through and people will love it. Let's see here. Not that kind of girl. Yeah. Adam says, whoops. Question: would having a game in a bot work well? Remember that old game? Can't think of the name. There's a door in front of you. What do you want to do? Etc. Yes. Yes, my friend. Gamify your bots. Gamify your bots. What I mean by that is that games, okay, so if we're talking about games in general, and I'm talking about tabletop games, if you like tabletop games, I'm talking about D&D, which I won't lie, I got a game later tonight. If we're talking about video games, they all kind of have some elements in common. These elements are totally repeatable in a bot format. Let me give you an example. A couple years ago, I had a Facebook group called The Dojo. And that group, there was technology, but there was also some kind of productivity and stuff. And we did challenges every once in a while. And in the dojo, if you did a challenge and if you reported your results in the group, then I would issue you a belt certificate in the next belt color up. So I think Jen Belt made it all the way to cerulean, which is a nice blue, if you don't know. People loved those things. People would post that stuff on their timeline. They were so proud. It was just this little digital certificate, but it's that leveling up that makes people feel good. You can use level ups in your bot. Absolutely, you can use level ups in your bot. That is, when people accomplish something, you want to be able to acknowledge that. It's all about making people feel seen and heard. And thinking up this kind of gamification, it really doesn't even take all that much. Once you reach a certain level, you get this kind of a thing. That's all we're talking about here with the level ups. You don't have to even have like a super cute name and a certificate designed and all that kind of stuff. Me, I'm just all about that all the time. You know me. But if you're not like that, think about what kind of levels that people can attain in your bot. Think about, you can do that in a challenge, in a mini course. You can do it anywhere in your bot. The level ups are really super cool to have. There's a reason, my friends. There's a reason why video games and gaming in general is a $1 billion industry. Video games and other games like that are not just for like people under 18 with disposable income anymore. People like me play games. Okay. Everybody plays games. The reason why they're so addictive, and definitely they're designed this way on purpose, darlings. Don't make any mistake. The reason why they're so addictive is because every time you do level up, every time you do get a new, I don't know, piece of something or an item or something to add to your gear or a new power or something like that, every time you level up, it's a little adrenaline hit, and people just they get obsessed with playing through every single frame of The Legend of Zelda. That's not a personal experience. That's my wife's experience. She's next door. Maybe she even hears me. I don't know, but I know that she is a huge Zelda person, and I think that she's gone through every frame of that game. So, this is stuff that will really help people kind of want to explore. So definitely gaming, and I think that may be a whole. Oh, look at Candy Crush. Oh yeah. Tokens, gold, trinket, sparkle, sweeties. You can make that stuff in an image. You could put somebody's name on it and send it to them. This is not rocket science. This is not 3 hours in Photoshop. This is a few minutes, and it will make someone's day that they're recognized. People are so hurting for human contact right now. People are so hurting to be actually seen and heard. Maybe that person's never ever going to become a paying client of yours. So what? You're trying to make a connection with them. You're trying to open a relationship, not close a sale. And so opening that relationship with opportunities to learn and to grow and to gain things, even if they're intangible things, people are so proud of that stuff. And your crowd will stick to you. They will stick to you. Trust me on this. Yeah, Candy Crush. Boy, ain't that the example, right? Pokemon Go. People following their phone into a busy highway. I mean, that's what happened. People were so focused on this game. Zelda. The legend, baby. Link. Anyway, so let's see. Games are long term. People have been playing D&D since the 70s. Oh, they have. I love that game. You should see my dice collection. Anyway, let's see. Angel says it all sounds great, but so complicated. LOL. At this point, I just need to get people to subscribe for a live show, but I'm afraid that won't be enough. We'll have to think of another step. Maybe ask them what topics they'd like to hear about or something. Angel, that sounds perfect. Listen, getting people to subscribe to your live show is, you've done it with this show. I know that you typed in live and now you're getting the reminders. Even that stuff. And trust me, This right here, boop, type live to get reminders above my head, because RJ forgets to say things sometimes, okay? And having that above my head persistently and then saying it once or twice an episode, that's great stuff, because now I've got a cadre of people in my bot that I can thank them for coming on the show, thank them for making comments, thank them for being a loyal and awesome show participant. B, ask them what they're getting. What if you went on to the people that were subscribed to your live shows and you said, what's the number one most important takeaway that you're getting from the show? And then just leave that as an open-ended question. Not everyone will answer you, but plenty of people will. And then you can, instead of, now I've never seen your show, don't know what it's about at all, but I know that a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, we tend to create things in a vacuum. We tend to create things that we think people will like. Well, all of a sudden you have a crowd of people you can actually ask and get straight answers from. You don't have to create in a vacuum anymore. You can get into conversations with those people. You can ask them if they want to be guests on your show. You can ask them if they want to come on and just ask a question on the show. Come on, get in the hot seat for 5 minutes. Some people are really shy and they just don't want to do that kind of stuff. But you will be there seeing them, hearing them, participating with them, and having conversations with them. So long story shorter, let's just be honest. Angel, I want you to think about, start with the MVP. Start with your most valuable part. Start with getting a reminder bot for the live streams. Start with that stuff right there. And then start building from there. Have conversations with the people. If there are 10 people that sign up through your live stream, have conversations with those 10 people. It is different when you approach it in a bot. It is so much different. People don't feel sold to. So have conversations with them and then kind of decide, where do you want to go from there? What's the most important thing that you could teach people right now? If you're given 3 months to live, or something like that, some kind of a timeline where, okay, you have this much time to put together something. What's the most important thing you have to say, or what the most important thing you have to teach? And then think about adding that once your reminder bot is solid. I hope that helped. And if it didn't, let's just get on a meeting together and you can ask me anything and just have a private convo with me, because I would love to do that. Okay. Send sparkle through the bot. You know who's doing that right now? Jen Weatherly. Yeah, there's some sparkle in a bot going on right now in the illustrious ones, I'm telling you. Angel says, you're so right about people needing personal contact. Isn't that funny? We so are. We kind of, in our beautiful technology world, we have sometimes lost that human touch, and that is sad. But it also presents you an opportunity to bring that back to people. Aaron says, Angel, absolutely survey your tribe. It totally turned my viewers. Aaron's show has changed. Since we started working on her bot together, Aaron's show has changed, and it was good before, you know what I mean? That's what kind of made me think, I got to follow this lady. She's got good stuff to say, and she's like really passionate about her work. But Aaron's show has changed since she has been talking to her viewers about what's going on, and I just love it and won't miss it. Adam says, Angel, when I did live broadcasts, I played games with the audience and they loved it. Adam, I'm going to need to hear more about that. All right. Let me tell you that. Aaron says, I just put that option on my bot, get on my show. So Aaron sends out those reminders, Tuesdays and Thursdays. She goes on at 12 p.m. Central, an hour before me. And at the end, you put a little announcement out, hey, I'm going live, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got the opportunity to add some buttons. And what I always do is I watch live, catch the replay are the buttons. But Aaron added one, added a third that is all about getting on the show with her. And Stephen Healy does that too. He has 3 buttons: watch live, catch the replay, and I think today's was watch yesterday's show. So you've got the opportunity to lead people or to give people options to go into different directions. And that's the flexibility of bots is so cool. Anyway, I'll stop gushing. All right, Aaron, your check's in the mail, darling. Very good. Angel, sounds great. Thanks for the tips. Really, I so appreciate you. Hey, Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you're really, really want to get into this thing, binge the podcast. It's on iTunes. It's called The Bot Signal, just like the show. You can get it in short form. You will probably get overloaded with ideas, but just The Bot Signal, you find it on iTunes and Anchor and Google Podcasts and everywhere else. And you can get a bunch of stuff, a bunch of information in short order too. Very good. Okay, so third thing. I'm doing pretty good today. It's 1:40. I'm getting to my third little topic here. So the third thing that you can do when your subscribers, it seems like they have flatlined. And this one is a little counterintuitive, so stick with me. Engage your current people, no matter how many people you have in the bot. Listen, if you are a person like me and you're in a lot of communities and stuff like that, I'm in a lot of communities about bots that I've actually turned the notifications off on because it was so full of numbers of people in the bot. And that being the most important metric you could possibly have. Let me tell you, it's not. It's not. The reason I'm telling you this is because people have certain expectations. Of course, people want to build and grow. People want to build and grow organically. That's exactly what I want to do too. I don't want 5,000 people in overnight. I can't handle that many conversations. I'm just one girl, and my dog refuses to learn English, so there he goes as an assistant. You know what I'm saying. For me, when I'm looking at that number going, I got to remember that there are so many other things that are important in there. I had a client who has, she has kind of a upper level coaching program, let's say. She didn't have all that many people in her bot. She had 94 at the time, I believe. 94 people in her bot. One day she sent out a question, and I believe the question was something like this: what are you procrastinating today? She's a life coach. Talks about the irksome inner naysayer in your head, Jenny Mustafa Julak. She's a great coach. She just sent out to every one of her bot subscriber, what are you procrastinating today? And what are you procrastinating? She sent one question out. She got 9 conversations going, and somebody signed up for a $4,000 program. Off of that conversation, she had 94 people in her bot at the time. That number, I get it. I get it that you want to grow. I get it that you want to see a return on your time and your money that you've spent, and you can do that. But I urge you to engage the current people in your bot to grow your subscribership, because what's going to happen is you start treating those people like VIPs, whether they're ever going to pay you or not. You start giving them the Disneyland experiences, and they're going to tell their friends. And those friends are going to tell their friends. It's not the most direct way, but if you are providing an awesome experience, then you don't really have any choice but to grow. That's been my experience with it. Don't be a collector. Don't be a collector of people. Don't, I've got 1,000 people in my bot right now. Fantastic. What kind of conversations are you having? What kind of engagement are you having? Those are my questions for you. Ask questions, Start conversations. You will benefit from doing that. And the people in your bot will benefit from knowing you. It's not, people kind of make business out to be, climb this one huge mountain and then overnight amazing things are going to happen. The fallacy is, and fallacy is just a fancy word for lie, in my opinion, but the lie is that you can pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and you don't need any help from anybody. Well, wrong. All of us need people. We need people to support us. We need people to, tell us, be objective when things aren't quite right. We need people to encourage us. We need people to teach us. We need people to teach, and developing relationships with people through your bot and through whatever you do for networking on and all of that kind of stuff. This is what's going to give you the power to go on days when the poop is just no longer in a group, if you know what I'm saying. When bad things are happening, you need the relationships that you're developing right now as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. Don't do this alone. Use your bot to help you not do it alone. Yes, you'll get some clients along the way. I have, but that isn't the main point. So don't be a collector. Don't be a collector of subscribers. That'll lead you down a crappy road, darlings, and you just don't want to go there. Be an engager. Be a conversation haver. That's not really a word, but we're going to use it as such right now. Man, I forgot to put you in the car. That is okay. Teresa, hello. Good to see you, my friend. Aaron, bootstraps, liar. We can't do it alone, and that's what the get rich quick schemes. They're all over the internet. They exist in every single industry. Do this one thing, change this one thing, and you'll have $1 million tomorrow. All the pattern, the commonality that all those have in it is that you can do it alone. You can do it alone. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with your friends. I was just talking about you and your bots. Well, thank you, my friend. I am gratified that you have done that. That's wonderful. Quality versus quality, and don't be a collector. Ooh, don't be a collector. Yeah, very, very good. You guys, I just love you guys. Adam says, Google have everything your dog can use. Google Translate. All right. Adam Tech, you are hilarious, my friend. I might have some time tomorrow afternoon to live broadcast with my word game for the audience. Okay, Adam, if you set up that show, I would love for you to put that link in the comments so that I might be there, because I definitely want to see you play games with your audience. That is awesome. Very good. So play the long game. As Aaron is saying, play the long game. Be in it for the long haul. One of the things that I talked about at the top was active marketing versus passive marketing. Passive marketing being just basically, rolling the red carpet out, putting all the links out there that you can, and hoping that people stumble across them and are able to, consume some of your content and decide, am I interested enough to go forward with this or not? We all do it, and it's all really great stuff. But for me, playing the long game is I've made my bot the center of my communication hub with people. I used to send everybody toward my website. Website's fine. You know what? You got to have one, babies. You got to have one. You got to have a business card. You just got to have one. And it's basically the storefront for a legitimacy check. Is this person legit, or are they just a fly by night and they're going to, take my money and go down the road? I get it. But I'm no longer funneling everyone toward my website. I'm not, because I want to have a conversation with you. And I do have a messenger bot on my site that will, you tap in there and you start having a conversation right there. You'll be subscribed and I can answer questions and do all that kind of stuff. But I've made the bot the cornerstone, if you will. And I would. I've made it the cornerstone of my communication with people because I want to be flexible. I want to be versatile. I want to be able to take the feedback that's available to me and better myself, better the experience for my audience and for my subscribers. So I've made it the central point of absolutely everything. You may not want to do that, especially at first, especially if you're like, is this going to work for me or what? I totally understand that. But if you're thinking about playing the long game is absolutely possible in a bot. These bots get more features just about constantly. Not kidding you. There are so many things going on with those things right now. And, Facebook has, announced many things, made many changes, and they're always cooking something over there. So for me, this only gets to be a more involved experience from here and a heightened experience for the people out there who want what you have right now. There are those people out there. Teresa says, could I use a bot instead of a Facebook group? Having issues in that area as of late. Oh, yes, darling. Okay, so let's talk about that for a sec. And that is also a show probably all on its own, which I'll do at some point. A bot can, well, if you have to give now, and I know that you are in the education field, Teresa, so I'm just going to speak directly to that. But if you're not in the education field out there, just generalize this for you. In the education field, most of the time, you are fitting a plan. It's a customizable plan for people. And so for me, I'd have to ask a few more questions about your Facebook group and really kind of get the background of it. And also, if you could put down in the comments, what's the nature of the problems that you're having with it right now? That will also tell me a lot. You can completely replace. Now, you can completely replace it with a bot. Now, I will tell you that Facebook is working extremely hard on providing extra options for groups right now. They are really working on that community aspect, and they're going to have some brand new features and stuff like that in there. And they've already introduced some stuff if you've been watching pretty closely. So for that reason, because I'm a geek, I don't want to let things go because maybe they'll introduce something that could help me or whatever. But you can replace a group with a bot if you're not getting engagement in your group and it's just not really where you want to be or spend your time. The other thing is, a lot of times when you are working in a Facebook group, when you are running a group and you're not getting a whole lot of feedback or engagement or whatever, you can use let me put my coffee down here on an actual surface, or else things are just going to be real wet over here in a second. You can almost use it like you've seen the yin yang symbol, right? You can use the Facebook group and the bot to work in conjunction. And what I mean by that is this: when you've got a question or when you've got something that needs to be individualized to a person, or if you want to talk to somebody you want to talk to your people about a sensitive topic, use the bot. Use the bot for the one-on-one aspect of it. People will open up to you in a bot. People, if they like your bot, if they know that there's a human on the other end of it, they'll open up to you and they'll tell you things. And you can create customized stuff. And that's really coaches everywhere. I just want to tell you that's a big deal. And then use the Facebook group for celebration time, for the look, mom, no hands time. Look what's happening to me. Look what I did. This is awesome. Introduce a challenge in the group and present some parts of the challenge in the group and present some parts of the challenge in the bot. Some challenges are a little bit more sensitive than others, but some absolutely out in public is a great place. So you can do either of those things. Let's see, Teresa. Nobody engages, only consumes in a group. Oh, my darling. Oh, I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me. Yes, lots of coaches have that problem. And the other thing is, we never know as group runners who's got their notifications just turned off. You know what I mean? Because the cycle is this: I get interested in a group, I lurk for a while, I decide if I want to participate, then I participate for a while maybe, and then maybe, I don't know, the tenor of the group changes, or maybe I'm interested in different things, or maybe there's a squirrel somewhere in this room and I get distracted. Groups aren't necessarily, unless I'm getting a whole lot out of it, it's not a place that I visit every day. But you know where I visit every day? Facebook Messenger, baby. I visit that place every day. And I did that way before I got into bots. Okay, let me see here. Catching up on the comments. Very good. Teresa, Adam has some advice. Teresa, offer the group to go live and show them different aspects of their business. That's a good idea as well. Let's see. Oh, I read your mind. Well, it's because we're like this, sister. All right, very good. I think that's the issue. Lurking. That's the issue. Lurking is the issue with every Facebook group ever. It really is. Some groups are great communities. Some groups are really all about helping each other. A lot of groups are beset with those people that just want to sell something, and they're just there to sell something. So it is, Facebook groups are their own animal, but you can either enhance, or if the group just ain't working out for you, you can replace if you want to. You don't get that group celebration aspect anymore. You don't get that kind of party aspect of it anymore. But is that something you need to go forward? That's a question for you. I don't know the answer to that one. Oh, Adam lurks in his own groups. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love lurking. I mean, there's some groups I'm on the internet that have absolutely no intention of, or I'm shy about contributing to, honestly. And I think that we're all that way. So very good, darlings. So much covered there. Thank you for being in my tribe. Thank you all for coming, participating. You guys are the best. And we will have, today is Thursday, so we're going to have shows next week. We're going to have shows. I'm going to have show 4 days a week next week. So folks that have signed up for lives will get reminders of this show. And starting next week, they're also going to get reminders for the Wednesday show that I do with Stephen Healy, which is Let's Build a Bot. He and I are building a bot for the Live Video Hub. And he is acting as my client, and I am acting as his bot builder. We're doing this so people can see the steps that people can go through to build a bot. So that's an interesting show. You'll also get notifications for that. And then I also have my bi-weekly show that we missed last time because I was really sick. Nerdy Girls Geek Out is also happening. And, hopefully we'll have Adam on, because I'm fascinated with what you're doing, Adam. And we need to geek out over whatever it is. So, you'll get 4 notifications next week. So either you'll get 3 or 4 every week. And I will start sending those out, because I would love for you all to be involved in the other shows that I do too. Thank you, and thank your audience for their tips. My audience, Angel, I'm biased. My audience is the best audience. They really, really are. They're my friends. So very good. Brad says, great show. Thanks for the awesome info. Brad, thank you for being here. I'm honored to have you. please stop back on by. And that is it for today, my friends. I'm going to go get to work. And that is really it. So I will see you in a bot.